What do you get when you mix a health coach and a wellness coach mixed with a lot of curiosity? You get two people who ask a lot of questions about health and wellness. Today we ask, what is the update with Dayna?
We spoke to Dayna about a year ago, and at that point, she had lost over 100 pounds. Today, we check in with her. So let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what?
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Kamna, how are you?
Good. Hi, Dayna.
Hi, Dayna.
Hi, I'm so excited.
You have such beautiful glasses on today. I love the red color.
Thank you. They're cheaters. I have one in every color.
I love that you do that so much.
You're like a fashionista.
She is,
I
for
don't know
sure.
about that.
Well, now she is, for sure. Kamna, where are you starting us off today?
So I think I want to just do a little bit of a recap in case someone didn't hear the previous episode that we did. I think it was last January.
It was a year ago.
Yeah, and then just give us like an update of where you were and where you are today.
Okay. Well, last year in January when we met, I was down over 100 pounds. I was still working on my health journey, and I'm really excited and thrilled to tell you guys at this point, I'm down 154 pounds,
Oh
point
my
6.
Oh my
gosh.
God.
So that's like an entire person.
Yeah.
And something
Wow.
that I
That
was thinking,
number, pause for
yeah,
1 second. I
yeah,
just need to
please.
soak up this number.
I know.
154 pounds, 55
50.
pounds, basically.
Almost. Yeah.
That's, I can't even fathom that. I'm having trouble losing 5 pounds. So for
Me
me,
too.
that's like blowing me away. Sorry to interrupt
No,
Wow.
you.
that's okay. It feels amazing.
Mhm.
It really
Wow.
does. And kind of when I was putting some notes together, I was thinking, just something for all the people out there who have a goal, who want to work on something. Something that I did is take something that you think is completely impossible, a goal, a journey, fitness, health, and think about something that you think is not possible and it can be possible because I'm proof of it.
Wow.
Wow. You really are. I also, and by the way, when I say this, I am not putting any judgment out into the world or to the universe. You did
Mhm.
this with diet and exercise alone,
2 years.
nothing else.
I love to tell this story in 2022. It was November, and I was on a Weight Watchers meeting with Miss Leah. And Leah said, even though it's November, the year isn't over. And that's kind of where I kicked it into high gear. And I said, I can do this. I've done every diet, I've tried everything my entire life. I've been really, really heavy. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. I was planning a trip to go visit my daughter in London, but something just kind of clicked in my head when Leah said that. And everyone's like, "Oh, the holidays are coming. It's over. We're done." And I was like, "I'm not going to do that. That's not going to be me." And I just kicked it into high gear. And ever since November of 2022, I have been working. I call it fighting, battling, but I have gotten here 154 pounds, point 6 later. So you can do it.
Oh my
So I,
gosh.
I want to ask you something before we dive into your tips and tricks and your status today. You reached a weight that was that you felt uncomfortable in your body, and is that correct? W-
Yes.
What obviously that took a long time to put on. What was the point? I know you said that you were in that meeting, but what was the point where you're like, enough's enough?
Well, honestly, I have been heavy my entire life. I've had diets go up, go down. I have never in my entire life been the weight I am now, which I'm thrilled to say in a good way.
Wow.
Oh
Like, I
my
don't even
gosh.
remember being here in high school.
Congratulations then.
Thank
Like
you.
that's a big moment.
And I feel like a lot of our lives, we're putting everybody else first. There's the kids, they have their activities. I'll get to that later. They have their special, curriculars. You've got parents you're taking care of. You've got family. You've got drama. You've got so many stressors in life that I feel like I just did not put myself first. And I was like, I'll get back to it then, or I'll focus on it then. And I just kept pushing it. And I feel like I finally got to a point in my life where, like, that's it. You know what? I don't care what goes on. I don't care what's happening over here with these family members or with the kids. I'm going to make myself the priority. And that was something that I never did. It was such a huge shift. So I
Mhm.
feel like all of us need to do that. I really do.
So do you think that you had moments where you slipped back into old behaviors?
A little bit, but I feel like I equipped myself a lot better this time because I know
Oh,
how life is.
So what does that mean?
Well, I have, and that's kind of what I wrote down that I wanted to share. So I'll jump
Okay.
in. I am a huge believer in the power of positive thinking. I am a
You
huge person of mantras. I am a huge proponent of like, we need to talk to ourselves. We
Mhm.
need to give ourselves messages. We need to motivate ourselves all the time. So, some of the things that I kind of say to myself a lot, like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to crush it. I am going to crush it today. I am going to eat great. I'm going to do the things that I need to do. I'm going to get my movement in. I'm going to get my steps in. And I tell myself a lot, you can do this. You got this. You have it. And I feel like that's really important.
Every morning for real? Like
Every
that's not
morning, if I'm tired, if I'm drained, if I was out too late, if I didn't eat great, I wake up and I say, I am going to crush it today.
wow.
how do you think that impacts what you do that day then?
It impacts it a ton because I feel like I really believe in, I was a psychology major.
Oh,
Self-fulfilling prophecy. For me, that's huge. And if anyone, hasn't studied psychology, the things that we tell ourselves, we kind of make those come true.
Mm.
So it can be very, very powerful when you give yourself those messages and you set yourself up for success and you say, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to do amazing. I'm going to work. I can do this. For me, it has really helped me.
that's
Wow.
incredible.
That's very incredible. Yeah, absolutely.
What was the first change that you made that November of 2022?
Protein.
Mm.
I'm like, I'm going to start with protein. And I really did cut back my sugar. And that was like the first shift. And I feel like it was really important because at that point I had gained so much weight back after COVID. Like I
Mhm.
had kind of undone all my progress. And I told myself, I'm going to start with 10 minutes. I'm going to walk for 10 minutes every day.
I remember that.
Yeah, remember that? I'm
Yes.
like, meet
Yeah.
yourself where you are. I was really heavy. It was hard for me to move. And I'm like, okay, 10 minutes. I can do anything for 10 minutes. And
Mhm.
also, I feel like what has helped me too is, in life, there's trauma, there's stress,
Yeah.
there's loss.
Yeah.
I'm a really sensitive person. So, there's always going to be things that upset you. There's going to be things that hurt your feelings. Another mantra that I would tell myself, you will not derail me. You will
Like
not
when something
break
happens.
yes, when something happens, you will not break my spirit.
Wow.
Those for
That
me were very powerful. And I still say those every day.
really.
Yeah, things happen. There are some people in this world that aren't nice or a stressful situation or an uncomfortable situation. And I would take that on and I would be really sensitive about it and I would internalize it. And I'm like, you know what? You're not going to derail my journey. You're not going to break me. And Leah remembers back in the day what I used to say to my scale.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? I still do.
Yes.
I still do. So I feel like that inner dialogue.
Wait, what was it?
Leah, you can
Well,
tell.
you would say, I know, like you would be like, I'm gonna make that scale my bitch.
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
In a
I did.
nutshell, right?
And I kind of did. I mean, let's be 154 pounds. I kind of did, right?
Heck yeah, you did. But you would like
So
get an
I would
attitude
get
with the
mad.
scale. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would get mad. And even now, like when it goes up a little, because we all have setbacks, we all
Yeah.
have fluctuations. I say, hell no, it's not
Yep.
happening.
This is not where my journey ends. You've
Yes,
told
I
me that.
always say that. This is not where my story ends.
Yes.
I still have work to do. I still have a journey to do. This is not where it ends for me.
Wow. That's so powerful too.
Do you think you're close to your goal?
I do.
Okay.
I
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm getting closer. I'm not positive, so I don't want to say it out loud,
No,
Yeah,
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 you don't
yeah,
have to.
yeah.
you know, but just to be where I am. And like I said, I don't even remember in junior high, high school being the weight that I am now. So that's really powerful for me.
That's amazing. It's just,
Yeah.
What
wow.
do you think the big, oh, sorry, you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to add one note that I wanted to say to everybody who's trying to lose and everybody who's trying to, any type of journey you're on, that you are stronger than you think. People
Yes.
don't realize it, but you are stronger than you think, because I feel really strong.
Wow. Do you do weights now?
I
You have
do.
incorporated weights?
I do. And I do some
Okay.
machines,
Okay.
but I only do it for 5 minutes.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
It's not crazy. And that's kind of like, I really feel like I've lost a lot of weight doing a lot of simple things that absolutely everybody can do.
I mean, 10 minutes is a perfect example of how you
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was
And
something else you did super easy, I remember. It was
well, I
like,
have this list. It's called my
okay.
non-negotiables.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
my list of non-negotiables. These are things that I do every day, and
Okay.
they've
Okay.
really helped me. First thing is focus on protein.
Okay.
Protein, protein, protein. It burns fat. It, makes you full. It makes you strong. You guys have known for a long time, my kitchen closes at 5,
Mm-hmm.
and that means dinner's over. I'm done at 5. That doesn't mean I don't put anything in my mouth. I have coffee sometimes. I have a drink. I used to do my protein hot chocolate, but I also feel like part of the kitchen closing at 5 is I plan. So
Mm.
from the minute I get up in the morning, even after I breakfast, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do for dinner? When am I going to have that? What does it look like? How am I going to get
Mhm.
my 3 veggies in? And some people say that's being obsessed with food. I think that's being mindful. I think that's
Oh.
being sensible. I think that's not waiting to the last minute till you're starving and you're hungry and you eat anything in front of you.
Right.
Mhm.
So I love planning.
Okay.
Another non-negotiable is sleep. I am grouchy and I am miserable when I don't have sleep. I'm not fun to be
Mm-hmm.
around.
I
Yeah.
know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that is a non-negotiable. I need that sleep right now. And it wasn't this way in the beginning 2 years ago, but my non-negotiable is 3 miles of steps a day, which equals 6,600 steps. It's not 10,000, which everyone's like, you have to do 10,000. It's 6,600 for me. I'm kind of short.
Okay.
But the main gist of what I do is just move,
Mhm.
just keep moving. And I've created something new in my life, which is called the 1 hour rule,
Okay.
Oh.
which I love. No matter what I'm doing, I don't care if I'm at work, if I'm in a meeting, if I am sitting for 1 hour, I make myself get up. I
Oh.
excuse myself. I say I have to go to the restroom. I might take a lap around the entire building. And then I come back and I continue with what I'm doing because I don't want to sit for more than an hour at a time unless I'm sleeping.
So you
Mhm.
will actually like make up an excuse. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I got to get up and run to the bathroom.
Yep. I got to go to the bathroom. And most of the time I do have to go
Yeah.
because I drink a lot of water anyway.
Right.
But why should any of us be sitting for longer than that? If I'm on a
No.
Zoom call, like I just turn off my camera. If it's a training or a meeting, I turn off my camera, my microphone. I go take a lap. I go, stand up and stretch a minute and walk around and get a couple more steps. And I just can't do anything for longer than that
That's a
without,
great
Wow.
one.
without moving
My
around.
1 hour rule. I like it.
1 hour rule.
Yeah.
Water. Water is a huge non-negotiable ever since when I first met Leah. How many of these have you seen?
Oh my
I will
gosh.
drink
Yeah.
these ice waters all day long. If I'm in the car, I have it. If I'm in a meeting, I have it.
Mhm.
Anywhere I go, even when I'm walking around the house, I bring my water.
Yeah.
So I have it. It's just kind of become a habit
Mhm.
and it helps. I've tried to minimize white sugar. I do have brown sugar. I put
Okay.
some brown sugar in my coffee. I've really cut down a lot on sugar, sweets, desserts. Everyone kind of has their thing, and I feel like you don't have to give that up, but you just kind of have to figure out your balance.
Mhm.
Did you crave sugar before?
Oh my God. I would have sugar in everything, tea, coffee. I would eat sweets. I would eat desserts. Um, I ate a lot of sugar before, and I'm positive I was pretty addicted to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you just slowly get off of sugar, or you just negotiated, you were like, "All right, I'm gonna slowly stop it at breakfast or at lunch," or how did that.
I slowly got off of it, and I have to tell you, the week that I stopped drinking regular soda, 10 pounds in 1 week just from the sugar in soda.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So you were a full sugar soda
Full
drinker.
sugar. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that hard to do?
It was, but, after a couple weeks, I didn't even miss it.
Mhm.
When we did cookie decorating over the holidays, I smelled the icing and it smelled so sweet to me, I didn't really want it
Yeah.
because it was, like, too sweet.
Yeah, I
So,
wanna
I
get to
don't
that
miss it
point.
now. I don't miss it at all now.
Well,
Oh.
and it probably helped that you were watching your protein.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
as a way to sort of curb the cravings.
Right.
Yep. Another thing that I wrote is a non-negotiable for me, and I know this makes some people stressed out, but I am a scale girl, so I need to get on the scale every day just to gauge where I am. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter if I'm up, it's great if I'm down, but it just lets me know where I am,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
important to me.
When I have been when I have done the best, I have weighed myself every day as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I've done my best, because 'cause I'm the same as you, Dana, like, it's like a gauge, and
Gauge.
there's no den you can't deny anything at that point.
And there's gonna be fluctuations. I mean, we're women, there's
Mhm.
menopause, there's when you've had a lot of salt, there's everything that life throws at you, but at
But
least you know.
yeah, you're not also obsessing over it, you're like, "This is a gauge,"
Yep,
and that's how you're looking
exactly.
at it too, which is
Yes,
important.
yes.
Mhm.
And another thing I have on my non-negotiables is strength, posture, breathing, and
As I sit
gratitude.
up.
Yep. You know my buzzword, posture.
Mhm.
Strength
So,
breathe, you said
yeah,
breathing. What do you mean about
yes.
by breathing?
I feel like so many times we don't even kind of recognize when we need to take deep breaths,
Mhm.
when we need to get air, when we need to go down low breathing. I also think after losing 150 pounds, I really notice a difference in my breath. I can breathe better.
Oh, wow.
I can
Just
sleep
in
better.
general? Like, not you don't mean
Yes.
walking, you mean in general?
In general, walking too, up steps, down steps, it's made a
Wow.
huge difference for me.
I
I love
bet.
that you have that list of non-negotiables.
I
Yeah.
know.
So
It
these are
seems like a
things.
lot. It does seem like a
Eh,
lot. If anybody is
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, well, that's a lot," but you didn't do all of them all at once.
No. Very slowly, I added one, and they just really became habits, so I don't even think about them anymore. I
Mhm.
just
mhm.
do them
Right.
because, the first thing I did was, "Okay, protein." And then it was like, "Okay, I'm gonna walk for 10 minutes."
Mhm.
Mhm.
But, as I lost weight, that went up
Yeah,
because I
Right.
could do it, and I enjoy doing it, and now when I don't do it, I crave it.
Yeah.
that's amazing. It
Yeah.
really is. It is.
How do you
And
So,
think
yeah.
sorry.
no,
I
go
just
ahead,
wanna ask you, how do
please.
you think your life has changed just from losing the weight? Like, what things are different or better or I don't know,
Oh,
whatever
it's a
word you
great
wanna put.
question. Yeah, and I was actually doing brainstorming on that.
Oh,
And so I wrote a list because,
okay.
you
Okay.
don't always remember in the moment.
Sure.
Okay.
I can breathe better. I can walk further. My body is less sore. I don't have to take medicine that I would have had to take before.
Oh, wow.
I have less pain with my plantar fasciitis, which I have.
Oh.
I'm more flexible. I have so much more stamina. I can dance longer, which I absolutely love to dance. If anyone
Mhm.
knows me, I love to dance. I mean,
Mhm.
I've gone to so many concerts this last year,
So many. I love
and
it.
I don't have to sit down the entire concert. I stay standing and I'm dancing the whole time, and I love it.
Wow.
Mm.
It's so great.
Is there anything else on that list?
I think it covered it. I
All
mean,
right.
there's lots of other things,
Right.
just like feeling good in my clothes,
Hmm.
feeling more confident.
Tucking in a shirt,
Yes,
you
that's the
know,
best
like
thing
those are
ever.
things that you've said
Yes.
to us, and I'm like, oh my God, you don't realize things like that.
Yeah. I was never ever able to tuck my shirt in. And everything when I would go shopping, I'm like, I could never wear that because of my belly. I could never
Oh,
wear that. I could never tuck that in. I would literally turn away so many clothes that now I can, you know what? Maybe I could pull that off.
Oh, so you got a
So,
whole new wardrobe
oh, I
area
do.
in a
I've been
way, yeah.
shopping way too much.
Oh,
it's fun though. You
It
deserve
is.
it.
you
It's a
deserve
lot.
it. You've
Thank
you've
you.
you've really worked your butt off for this.
Thank you guys.
So,
How is, maybe this is too personal of a question, you don't have to answer it, but how is travel and things like that? How is that different for you?
It's so different. I have to tell you, when I was getting ready to go to London, I was so paranoid. I was stressed. I was just like terrified because, you're on an airplane. If you're a big person, do you ask for a seatbelt extender? Are you going to be next to somebody? Are you going to feel like you're on top of them? Anybody who has a lot of weight knows that feeling. I feel like people that are thinner, they might not fully understand what that feels like until you're in that body, in that
Hmm.
skin. And
mhm.
it's horrible. And I was so stressed about it. And it was like, it's such a difference because I'm like, oh, I know the seatbelt's going to fit. I know that I'm not going to be on top of someone. I know that I'm not going to be that person, that has to say, hey, this doesn't fit. It's embarrassing,
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
have to even ask for that. So it is a completely different world. Also, when I went to Disney and not worrying about fitting in a ride and having to get off
Oh, wow.
and go to the end of the line. I mean, that's a horrible, horrible feeling.
What
So
do you
that's,
think,
yeah,
in your experience,
yeah.
and this could be different for everybody, but what do you think your biggest, people's biggest misconception of a larger person is?
I feel like that one of the biggest things is that they're lazy or that, they're not working or they don't care. I mean, I worked my entire life to lose weight and I was still a very heavy person. I worked at it. I could do great for a while, but people don't take into consideration. And I feel like they're cruel
Hmm.
to people that are heavy. They're cruel. They're not understanding. They're not sympathetic. They're very judgmental. So they're quick to judge them. And I feel like I feel really bad, for people that are heavy, what they go through. And it
Yeah.
affects physical, mental, that puts up roadblocks for them as well.
But
Yeah.
this was a mental shift for you. This, what, like
Oh,
you said, you've never been able to stick to things before. I think that
yeah.
the key to this time for you has been like, there's non-negotiables. Like, I'm just
Yep.
doing this
And
forever.
I'm the priority.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
never the case.
Hmm.
So it was a huge shift, but
Was
it's
that
still
hard for
hard.
people around you?
Um, Look, I mean, my kids kind of went off to college to do their own
Okay.
thing. So it was a little bit easier because they had so many activities when they were younger. Like they were in every club you could imagine, and they had drama and they had mock trial, and we were always running. So it
Hmm.
made it a little bit easier. But even with that, I feel like people need to make space for themselves.
I know.
I wish I did sooner.
Hmm.
That's just like
Beautiful.
unbelievable. Yeah.
I know. It's beautiful that you say it that way.
And it's so
So,
actually so true. Because
Yeah,
if we don't make time for ourselves, we're not really any good to anybody.
no.
We have to make time for ourselves.
yeah.
Hmm. All right. So I don't know, and we can edit this out if this isn't something. Um, so did you have a lot of loose skin?
I did.
Okay.
I had so much skin.
Are
A
you
hundred and
comfortable talking about that?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
So after losing 150 pounds, I had a ton of skin hanging and I would, try to muscle tone, but no matter how much toning, there's just skin that you're not gonna be able to get rid of.
Right.
So after doing a lot of research and, kind of weighing my options, I decided to have, some skin removed on my stomach,
Okay.
which, they call it a tummy tuck, but it was a lot more involved in that
Mm.
because I had so much skin and it's kind of like your abdomen and they kind of go in and tighten the muscles. I really underestimated recovery for surgery.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Yeah, so when I went in to have my surgery, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be great in 3 or 4 days, I have a job where I can sit, it's gonna be nothing." And I feel like people can get back to activities, when they have, like, a small amount of skin, but even then, I mean, they ended up taking 12 pounds of skin
Oh my gosh.
off my stomach, tightening the muscles. I had stitches, I had drains when I went home. I had on a binder, and I
Which
was
what does that mean, a binder? Like, that's
a
just like a
binder
corset?
is
Like
it's kind of like this thing that wraps around you that has Velcro that helps hold everything in and support you.
okay.
So it supports your stitches, it supports your abdomen. When you're delicate and you're healing, I literally wore it 24/7.
Okay.
You
And
still wear it?
I still wear it, especially
You
when I do
do?
my workout classes, because I love to
Really?
work out and go to classes. So it holds everything together, but I am so grateful, and I know that I made the right decision doing it because I can move better. I can see I didn't realize that I couldn't really see the tops of my legs, like my thighs, because I had so much skin
Mm.
Mhm.
and, I can tuck things in.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy
Wow.
that I did it. A lot of people I know go back and forth. It was not covered by my insurance. And
Mhm.
I know people have tried and they appeal and they go back and forth for 2 years. I was fortunate enough that I could do it
Mhm.
and I could afford it, and I'm like, "I'm not spending the next 2.5 years
Fighting
fighting
this.
fighting this when this is something that I want," and I was looking forward to it, and even going into it, the doctor's like, "How are you feeling? Are you nervous?" I'm like, "I am so excited." He's like, "I've never seen somebody so excited about having surgery," because I've had my belly and it would hang over, like I said, my entire life, even in high school.
Wow.
Mhm.
So now it's gone and I'm like, "Oh my God, I feel like a new person." Like literally a weight has been lifted. A lot of weight has been lifted.
Yeah,
Literally, yeah.
literally.
Yes.
Wow.
Um, I would love to talk about the nitty-gritty of your day-to-day life, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, talk to me about your protein. How do you get it in? How much do you aim for? What are you looking at? Like, how do you go about any of that?
Basically it's my main focus. So
Okay.
I'm like, what protein am I going to have and what vegetables am I going to put around it?
Mhm.
So like I'm an egg person. I love eggs in the morning. I can have eggs, I can have one slice of bacon and that's enough. I just need a little bit of the taste and the crunch. But
Mhm.
then I can add in like mushrooms. I can saute up some
Mm.
mushrooms. I can make spinach. I can make zucchini. But I start with my eggs for protein. I eat meats. I eat chicken. I eat fish. But every meal that I sit down and plan, it starts with protein. And then I go on to my veggies. Everything
How
else is an
much
afterthought.
how
Yeah.
much protein do you aim for in a day?
I used to count it religiously. Now I just do it.
Okay.
So I feel like I get at least 80 grams.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Mm.
That's impressive
I
consistently.
love that that also is, like, so great that you don't have to do it now,
I don't. I don't
you
count it.
know?
I just do what I know that's been working.
Mhm.
I used to in the beginning, I used to do those protein drinks that I
Mhm.
used to swear by. I don't even drink those anymore because they did have a lot of fake stuff in them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though I was getting protein, I was getting sugar, I was getting additives. I didn't really know what that was in there, but it helped
Mhm.
me for a while.
Okay.
So if you
So
find
your
a
tools
protein
have
source,
changed.
yes, they have.
Your tools have changed
Yes.
along the way.
Yep.
That's also good to know, I
If
think.
it's not too nosy, I would love to
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like, what your typical breakfast, lunch, dinner looks like and what you reach for when you need a snack.
Okay.
Now,
Typical.
not
Yeah. I'll tell
before.
you my breakfast this morning.
Okay.
I had scrambled eggs, I had bacon, I had mushrooms, I had garlic.
Oh,
Okay.
What I've been doing lately is I've been focusing on snacks, kind of like a lunch and snack because I eat dinner so early.
mhm.
Okay.
So I'm not needing a big lunch because I'm going to do dinner at 3:30.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So I have nuts, I have avocados, I have fiber wraps that I
Okay.
love. You know those carb zero fiber wraps?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Those are a great source of fiber. But I constantly have to have vegetables in because I snack on those too.
Okay.
Okay.
So then tonight for dinner,
Mm-hmm.
I eat bread, I eat carbs. I had chicken cutlets
Okay.
with spinach, with garlic, and with chopped artichokes.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
It was delicious.
And you
It
breaded the
was,
chicken?
yeah, I breaded the chicken and I fried it in a little bit of vegetable oil, extra virgin olive
Yeah.
oil, sorry,
Yeah.
olive oil. Yep.
And it was delicious
Yeah.
and you
And
felt
I'm really
satisfied.
full.
Yeah.
I'm completely full and satisfied.
So the one thing I've always wondered about is you say you close your kitchen at 5.
Yeah.
To me, there's personally, when I think about that, there's like a mental block.
Yeah.
I think that's too early. And what if I want something? And how do you do that?
Well, if you want something, you can have it. If you're hungry, you can have it. If you need to snack on vegetables, I've had nights where I've had crazy workouts and I've come home and I'm like, I'm really hungry. I'm going to eat some chicken. I'm
Okay.
going to have some cottage cheese. There's no hard fast rule that you have to.
Mhm.
What I'm
Right.
thinking you're really doing is you're planning better so you're not eating
Yes.
so late,
And honestly, what I
right?
eat, I'm not hungry after 5 anymore. I used to be, but I'm not anymore.
Because you're eating healthy, good for you
I'm
food.
eating healthy and I'm eating a lot of protein and I'm really full.
That's cute.
And that's
That's
another one of
huge.
my
Yeah.
non-negotiables is stop eating when we're full because I feel like so many times we're like, "Oh, this tastes so good. I'm
Mhm.
just going to have one more bite." And we're making ourselves uncomfortable. And I just thought about it a lot and I'm like, I don't care how good it tastes. I don't care how often, it's not worth it. Like, it's
Mhm.
not worth it to add all those extra calories for
Right.
something that you don't even want. I do a gauge check on that a lot. Do I really want this next bite or am I full? And most of the time, I'm really full.
Do you have cheat meals or like a
Absolutely.
birthday dinner or what are
Mhm.
those?
You guys have no idea. I go to restaurants, I eat very well. Like New Year's Eve.
Okay.
We went to, that RH? Have you
Mm-mm.
heard of it? It's a
No.
really pretty place near Cleveland, Restoration Hardware. It's like a hardware store, but there's this fancy restaurant at the top.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's beautiful. I'll have to send you
Okay.
my pictures from it. But I had shrimp cocktail, I had steak, I had fried artichokes was an appetizer.
So you're
Um,
not getting a salad when you go out to eat.
no, I'm eating really good stuff.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm always splurging.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you think that it's working because you don't have a deprivation mindset? Like if you go out, you get what you want.
Right.
absolutely.
Do you have a cocktail?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Champagne. I had some great peach stuff. I mean, I always get a cocktail. I feel like I've sent you a few cocktail
Uh,
pictures, Leah.
yeah, they're always pretty ones. They're
That
always
one was
beautiful
like a
too.
fish bowl that we got
Yes.
downtown at one time. But I
Yes.
always taste it. I drink. Yeah, some has sugar in it, but I feel like you need to enjoy life.
Yeah,
Like,
Mhm.
I've never met anybody that enjoys life more than you.
oh, thanks,
You really
Leah.
do. Your pictures, you're always smiling, you're always like out doing something fun. I think it's just it's so amazing to me.
Thank
And
you.
you're still taking care of your health.
It's really important to have
It's
fun.
So
inspirational.
what's your birthday dinner now? Is it different? Is it the same as before?
It's a little bit different because I'm like, okay, I'm going to go surf and turf. I'm gonna
Mm,
have, like, the best steak and shrimp. Like, I used to really love fettuccine Alfredo. I don't
Mhm.
like it anymore. I don't crave it
Oh.
anymore. I don't really crave the pasta. I don't know if it's because I just like the protein and the feeling that of being full.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of those foods that I used to eat, they really do make you more hungry
Mhm.
Right.
and
I
Right.
crave more
agree.
food. Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
crave it anymore. And when I have a beautiful dinner for a birthday or a celebration, and on top of it, I feel like this is nothing's bad that I'm eating, and this is protein, and this is amazing vegetables. I'm like, this is fantastic. Like it's a victory, right?
So do you have
Right.
birthday cake?
I taste it, but I
Oh,
don't
okay.
need the whole piece.
Wow.
Wow.
I tasted the cookies that we did over Christmas.
But you don't need
I
10.
didn't eat the whole cookie. Yeah, I didn't even eat a whole one because they're huge.
Wow. You just have shifted everything.
Yeah.
I want to know a little bit more also about your exercise. You, I know you started with 10 minutes of walking, but it's evolved into a different kind of animal. I would love
Yes.
for you to talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Well, I started with 10 minutes and I have a treadmill. I'm fortunate, but you can do 10 minutes anywhere.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You can walk 10 minutes out to your house. You can walk to the mailbox. But slowly that started increasing and I could do another 5 minutes. And then I was like, okay, this is working for me. And as I increased it, I started seeing the weight drop because movement is so critical. And I've learned it's so important in every aspect of life. I think
Mhm.
not just physically, I think mentally,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
big
a big
time.
proponent of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I started to learn about myself that I really enjoy variety. And I
Okay.
branched
Oh,
out. Yes, I love variety. And I branched out and some of the things that I love doing, I've talked about drum fit forever.
Mhm.
So I like drum fit classes. And the thing that I like about them is you can do them as slowly or as high as you want to. You can bring it totally down. I went to a class at the YMCA on Friday night with my husband. And the thing that I loved about it is I was jumping. It was a glow drum fit. So all the lights were out and everyone was wearing glow sticks. But there was a bunch of ladies that were sitting and they were doing it sitting in chairs, the same exact workout. So
wow.
it's
Wow.
about meeting
Yeah.
yourself where you are.
Right.
They were having a blast and I was having a blast. Some of the classes that I've tried are the dumbbells and dance.
Oh my gosh.
I've done a shine class. I loved ever since I was little, I've loved table tennis because my dad was like a table tennis champion.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
So I've been like taking up playing ping pong at the YMCA, and I'm like, it's kind of reminding me of my childhood.
And it's
So
Oh,
good
it's
exercise.
great exercise. I get a lot of steps from it.
Wow.
So I have, little 2-pound weights. If I'm watching TV, I'll just 5 minutes. While I'm
Yeah.
watching TV, I'm doing arm exercises. So, I feel like it's really important to find what you love. For me, having the variety, also, stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit.
yeah.
Mhm.
I had that goal at Drum Fit when I used to do the Ellet. They always say, come on up on stage, you can lead the class. And I was like, I could never do that.
And you did.
And I did it. And I did it a lot. So I kept going. It's just, stepping out of your comfort zone, trying something new. You might love it. You might hate it, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Never do it again.
What if someone was to say to you, yeah, you did it, but I can't do that for 10 minutes. That's too much for me.
Mhm.
Do 2 minutes. I jog for 2 minutes. I am not a runner. I will never be a runner. I jog for 2 minutes.
Hmm.
Do what works for you. Everyone has different things that they want to do that they don't want to do, different comfort levels, different ability levels.
Yeah.
My advice is start where you're comfortable.
Yeah.
What does your family say about your whole journey?
Well, I think they're kind of in shock.
Really?
A little bit, like my kids come home from college, they haven't seen me in months, and my son's like, Mom, you're really tiny,
Oh.
and it's so cute. So,
Oh.
they've been really positive. My sister tells me I'm an inspiration.
Which you are.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been really supporting, supportive, loving. Um, complimentary. So
Oh,
yeah, they've been really proud.
you are so inspiring. I mean, I
Oh,
can't
thank.
even. Yeah,
I
I
have
wish
one
my
last
parents
question.
were here. But yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
know. That's one of those things where you're like, why didn't I do this sooner so they could,
Yes.
yeah, but they
Well,
are
you're
proud of
doing
you.
it
I
now.
guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank.
My question was, you're approaching what I would think would be a maintenance phase, because if you're
Yes.
almost at your goal,
Yes.
what do you think you will do either differently or the same, or how are you going to keep your mindset in the right place?
Well, I've thought about it a lot, and the movement is a non-negotiable.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to keep up with that.
Hmm.
My lifestyle it's a lifestyle. That's just it. It's not just like to get to a point. This
Hmm.
is how I eat now. This is what I focus on, the protein. This is how
Hmm.
important vegetables are to me. So I feel like these things will stick with me forever.
Hmm.
And also in my head, I have like okay, if I go up, we all have fluctuations in our weight, but this is when an alarm's going to go off for me to
Oh,
say I
you have
can't.
like that number. Yeah.
Yes. I have that number where that we're not doing that. Like we're not going
Okay.
there. So
Yeah.
whatever I have to do, because it's too important. Like I am never going back. I have had this thought in my mind. I am never going back to where I was again. I feel too good. I feel too amazing. I've accomplished too much. And even when the scale goes up, when I get mad and I start swearing at the scale and I'm like, I have worked way too hard. Like that is
Hmm.
not going to happen. No way in hell. So that's going to be.
That is such,
Yeah.
if anybody's listening and they did amazing this week and they got on the scale and it went up, that's the attitude we need is, oh, hell no. I am
Hell
not
no.
letting you are not going to do this to me. No,
No.
no, no, no. Tomorrow
Yes.
I will get that. You're like almost like being mad at it.
Yeah, and I feel like all of us have a ton of fight in us that we don't even realize that we have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, we're bringing the fight on
Hmm.
because we're
Does
not going there."
does fear ever creep in?
It's not really fear.
Hmm.
I get more mad than anything.
Okay, good.
I
That's very
do. I get
productive.
mad. I get angry. And I'm
Hmm.
like, "This
Yeah,
is not happening. I've worked too hard."
That's beautiful.
it really is. You can't, I
I
mean,
don't know about that, but it's worked for me.
I think it could work for anybody. While you're talking, I'm already like, okay, this is what I need to do, and I need to
me too.
do
I've
this, and
this whole time we've been talking to Dana, I'm like, I need to say that. I need to do that. I need to,
yeah.
you know.
Also,
Mhm.
something that's really helped me is having goals and writing them down. I love journaling. We talk about it a lot.
Hmm.
But I feel like it's another component of that self-fulfilling prophecy
Yeah.
Mhm.
because when you see it in your writing and you look back, and I remember in 2022, and I wrote down, I want to lose 100 pounds. I'm going to do it this year. And I was like, is that possible? What? There we go again. Is something impossible? Guess what?
It
We
is
made it
possible.
possible. Here we are.
Yes.
So writing it down and seeing it and visualizing it, it's really helpful for me.
I think
Wow.
you're I'm a huge believer in writing things down too.
Yeah.
Completely. I think it's so important and I don't think people give it enough value.
Yeah. I also think too, telling yourself that you are worth it
Mhm.
is really important.
Is there
Yeah.
anything else that you would like people to know that we didn't touch on today?
Another change that I had over the last year is I changed jobs at work. And it was really big for me because I had been doing my job for 20 years and I loved it. And I love the clients that I worked with and I love the families that I worked with. But I had been thinking, like, okay, is it time for a change? Is it time for something new? And I was like, should I, shouldn't I? I feel like my weight loss kind of propelled me to say, you know what? You can jump out of your comfort zone. You can handle a new challenge. You can learn a new job, even though you've been doing one for 20 years. Like, this is the time now. You've got this. And I changed jobs and I love it.
And you didn't let that derail you. You didn't
No,
say, "This is so stressful right now," and eat, and
no,
you didn't let a new job stop you from exercising. You made
Exactly.
it work and figured it all out. Like I remember talking to you and you were like,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different this week, so I got to figure out how I'm getting that in. And you figured it out.
I think sometimes we have a fear of, change or something different or something new. And just saying, you know what, I can do it and jumping in, for me, it was wonderful.
You are beyond inspirational. I
Mhm.
mean, really, your positivity and your optimism and your determination are really very, very motivating. Just
Oh,
to
thank
listen
you.
to you. Every Friday
Mhm.
when we hear you, I'm like, Dana's
I
doing it.
know.
Come on.
We have a great group and they're all doing it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I love our
Yes.
CTA group. They're
Mhm.
funny, they're inspiring, they're creative. I get so many amazing ideas from the ladies in our group
Hmm.
I
because
know.
I'm like, "Oh, I should have thought of that," or "That's
Yeah,
great." So,
Mhm.
even we influence each other, we don't even realize it.
absolutely.
And so I love having that. And that's another thing, having that support,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like for you. Is it a group? Is it, Weight Watchers? Is it whatever it is, having those people that you check in with, telling Leah about, I went here and I did this week and Kamna and, I got my steps in or I tried a new class. It's really important, I think, for success.
Yes,
It
absolutely.
And it really helped me. And I appreciate you guys so much and our group. I love it. I can't wait
Mhm.
till we get together next and we see everyone in real life.
Mhm. Yeah, in real life is when it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't
Thank
wait to
you.
see you in real life. Like, I
Oh, I
can't wait to hug
know.
you and be like, "Oh my god."
Absolutely.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
see you
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank you so much for your time and for
Yes,
giving us the
Dana.
update. We really, really
Sure.
appreciate it. And you're a constant source of, there's no better word, inspiration. So,
You truly are.
Thank you guys. Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Yes. Appreciate you.